Friday the 16th of March 2018, and we are about to start our sleep out. Now basically what the sleep out is to raise awareness for homelessness. We sleep on the streets. So me and Vanessa just touched down in Sheffield, we just parked up the car and stuff. We're a bit early, to be fair with you. We're a bit early. It starts at 7:30, but it's better to be early than late. So I think once it all starts, it's going to be a bit of a briefing and stuff. We've had quite a good spot because obviously we're at the back of it, so we can just walk around when the time comes. But yeah, more when we know.
It is really, really open here. We have trams and everything. Trams and people and buses and cars. And not be funny, it is freezing. Like, it's actually freezing. I have so many layers on and my lips are cold and my chest is cold. Anyway, I got my giant big coat as well, ready to swathe on myself. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting night.
People just started arriving, so yeah, we're pretty early. But yeah, it should be interesting, a lot of anticipation in the air.
Right now we're just waiting for our introductory talk, but I was taking pictures of that ceiling because it's amazing. And everyone's just milling around. Anticipation is right in the air. So yeah, getting ready.
We need to possibly change clothes, showers, feed, laundry, all some very basic stuff that may need medical assistance. And we have a surgery, well, it's a doctor's room, a medical room downstairs, also a dentist stays in there, a chiropodist occasionally. So there's quite a lot of things they can do here. So it's about making that space where they first come in warm, safe and welcoming.
We've just had the talk, which was really inspiring and good, actually telling us about the project, and now is the time.
All the prime positions have gone, so we're just going to make the best of what we've got. Absolutely freezing and cold.
It's not that bad.
We're gonna go up there, but I didn't really like it, so we've just decided. So yeah, we're doing a settle camp down here.
We're all bedded down, as you saw before, and I've just been speaking to Paul from Treebeard, who's like a live. Someone's lost their ground sheet already. Yeah, but he's like a live band, and I think they're going to come down here and play. So.
Oh yes, yeah. They should. That'll be sick. So is he going to do it?
He was singing to me then. That's why I was over there for so long.
He should, you know.
They're called. I was going to say Bivouac now. It's called Treebeard.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay, Paul. So they do a live acoustic set somewhere in town, and then he was telling me about his friend who was like living on the streets and so on. So I think they're going to bring their band down here and play for us all, which would be great. So he's going to come back in a minute. Very cool guy, all in black leather, cowboy hat type thing.
Yeah.
So we're out here now. Just chilling down. Denise, let's be honest, had a bit of a meltdown.
I didn't have a meltdown.
She won't tell you that herself.
I didn't have a meltdown.
We're too close to the stone flags by the wall, and she was convinced that, you know, giant spiders were going to crawl and eat her ears.
I didn't have a meltdown.
It was tiny. It doesn't break the image of cool.
It wasn't a meltdown.
I just said, we can tell who did you for us.
Oh, whatever.
So we're now got no shoes on, like so. Yes.
Whose socks are better? Mine. Mine are Nike.
Yours are clearly for inside. Practical socks here. And yeah, we're going to start playing Uno and have a nice cup of chamomile tea.
Yeah.
That's right.
Why do projects? Yeah. Why did you decide? Right, let me start again.
Someone's called.
Why am I here?
Yes.
On a weather warning night, predicted in the snow, on the streets.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm here, along with you, to raise money for the Archer Project.
How much money have you raised?
So far, we have raised. We are over the £500 mark.
Oh, that's excellent. That's really good.
And we have still more donations coming in, thank you to Marshgate Prison.
Hey.
Shout out.
Okay, how did you prepare for tonight?
I had a long soak in the bath with lots of bubbles. And
That's it. I've just come inside for a pot noodle break. This will officially be my first pot noodle. I've never had a pot noodle before. I've not got socks on, not got shoes on, not because we're extra, but because now we've got thick socks on, we can't get our trainers back on. Last November, I did a paint project outside, and I think it's kind of prepared me a bit.
Yeah.
But let's not get it wrong, it is freezing. Sweet and sour flavour. There is spicy rib, that seems like a winner. Creamy carbonara. And what other one have I not tried? Sausage casserole as well.
Go for spicy rib.
Oh no, hang on. And chicken mushroom.
Go spicy rib.
I think spicy rib is calling to me. Spicy rib it is. I'll let you know my foray into pot noodle ones.
I started as A because it makes sense to start as A. Has anybody been before, firstly? You've been before, okay. So also I might be repeating what you've heard before. So people obviously will come straight through here, that's usually open. We usually have a couple of people behind reception. It can be rather busy and a bit chaotic in here, especially first thing in the morning, especially if it's cold and wet, because people just want to get in, want to get warm, want to get a cup of tea. We staff here at 8 to have like morning meeting, and then we open to everyone else at 9.
We've come back outside now to bed down in our sleeping bags, and it's actually started raining. We're talking 2-drop rain, like you'd put your umbrella up for rain. Yeah. I was thinking cold, I can deal.
I mean, the only thing that's going to get wet is our top half, I guess. So.
Yeah, it's just the feeling of lying in the rain on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I knew I should have brought my jacket. My North Face jacket. What an idiot.
You've got a jacket nearby. She's got a jacket nearby, but she's riding it out. I mean, we are dry and we've got that much head layers on, like we ain't getting wet. Physically, our bodies are not getting wet. It's just like being in the wet and being wet whilst lying on a pavement. It's just a whole different experience, but like some people, this is like day-to-day life. So yeah. So Vinny's how you put me in the wet.
I mean, it's alright, it could be worse.
Exactly.
We play football in the wet and stuff. So.
Well, I was planning to have a game of cards, that's not happening. So we sodden. So I'm just going to drink some hot water before it just becomes rainwater, and then, yeah, get back to it. Bye.
Just a quick update. Pouring down with rain and it was snowing. Me and Vanessa's still out here, and can do. We're still out here, just doing what we're doing.
About 10 of us left.
I know, there's not that many people out here. My sleeping bag broke. Yeah, it's not too bad, it's just very wet. I'm very wet. But yeah, we'll see. It's not too bad right now. Just a bit wet. But yeah, if my sleeping bag hadn't broke, it'd be too bad. But yeah, it broke and stuff, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what time it is, but
About 2.
About 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's proper started snowing now. As you can see over there, it's settled down. It's settled down, and they did say like when it starts snowing, because of Weather Watch, they're going to bring us in and stuff. So we're probably going to come in or go inside.
Probably not 12.
It was 10, 12, and it's from like 70 up. So yeah.
I know.
So, like, last one standing, but yeah, it is very cold. I wouldn't mind the cold, but it's wet as well.
I know.
And then the snow just makes it even colder, but yeah, it is proper snow because it's even settling on me now.
I can see it.
Yeah, and I do remember Tracy saying when I went inside the toilet, she was like, check if it's snowing, she doesn't want anyone out in the snow, so.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Me and Denise have just gone back inside. Well, not back, have gone inside now because it started to snow, and we were told earlier on that because of Weather Watch, if it starts snowing we have to come inside. So it's about 0, 1, heading towards -1 as well. So I think we did it. It's crazy. my word power has also kind of gone. Okay, so I'm going to be whispering because everyone is asleep. Obviously, like I said before, it was snowing. Quite bad. It stuck for a bit, but it hasn't stuck now. It's like melted away, and it's probably around about -1 out there. Current time I think is around about, let me check, 3:24. So we've been inside now, and Bernice was okay, get a better angle. Bernice was absolutely freezing. Her clothes were like fully wet because the zip on her sleeping bag just went bizarre and wouldn't like close properly, and we fixed it a couple of times, but it just kept shelling, and so she was really exposed to the elements. So we stayed out as long as we could, and then as she was getting wet and it was snowing, we decided that it was time to come inside. So she's currently warming up now under, well, she had to strip off all of her wet clothes and just wear her base layers, which obviously stay quite dry. And now she's underneath my coat and everything to try and warm her up. There she is. There's Ben. She's got my onesie over her legs, as you see. I've just got my leggings on. She's got my coat. I flung my coat over her as like a tent, and she's just there, resting, trying to get warm again. There are people sleeping in between the benches, on the benches, and so on, all the way around the cathedral. A few people are still outside, but largely people have come in now because of the weather watch. So yeah, there's Bernice warming up. She'll be okay. I've made myself like it, well, a Coley Go noodles. I'll let you know how that tastes. So yeah, maybe now about 20 to 4 in the morning. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to sleep. I might try, but I don't have anything to wrap myself in, so it's unlikely. So I'm just going to keep vlogging, and yeah, I'm hungry now, randomly. So I'm going to have that Cody noodle thing, and I shall let you know how that tastes. Okay then, bye.
So it's now just after 5. We survived the sleep out. We went into the chapel, cathedral, sorry, at about 2, just after 2 o'clock, because it's too cold out here, and obviously because of the rain and the snow, the sleeping bag and stuff was just soaked. So wisely, we went inside. It still got a bit of a chill because our clothes were wet and stuff. So I eventually fell asleep. I don't know what time, but I got a bit of sleep, and then they just woken us up not long ago. It's been interesting. It was difficult, but I'm glad I did it. And one of the things that kind of stuck with me is that obviously we got cold, we got wet, so we had a choice to go inside and stuff like that. But what if that's taken away from you? You literally don't have a choice. Now, I think I would struggle to cope with that, because I was struggling yesterday a bit, because it's just like I'm freezing. I have no other option. It's not like I can just run. Well, I could just go home and get like into a warm bed, but that defeats the object of it. It defeats the purpose. And I really wanted to push myself to stay outside for as long as possible, but it just was so hard. But some people, this is their reality, and I know like, a lot of people come to that realization doing an event like this, but you know, it's just really, really hard. And I guess that's why me and Vanessa did this as well. Obviously support friends, but also to get a better understanding of homelessness and just how hard it is. And I do think that's hit home.
Like Vinny said, this is some people's reality, and not just like for a few hours, but day to day. So like tonight would be another night of trying to find somewhere dry, somewhere warm, and trying to, I don't know, find some kind person or a shelter or anything where they can just get like a hot drink or even a doorway. So I think for me, one of the things that really stood out was that like the hours were so long. Every hour it was like, I remember just being there thinking, okay, do well. And then I thought, should I look at the time? Should I do it? Looked and it was like midnight. What? I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, okay, we're staying out. But that was the thing for me. It was just the hours go by so slowly, and I'm not one of those people who count hours or minutes. Normally it's just like, oh, too much, too much. But it just didn't. And it didn't drag. It's just you're really aware of time because you're really aware of everything around you. And the other thing was, like the lady said, it's to feel that feeling of isolation. Now, we were surrounded by people, but I mean, just really, it was weird. So even though you knew you're surrounded by people, the realization, like, you are just like lay down in the middle of a city on the flagstones as we were. There is no comfort. So even if you get a bit comfortable, you're always alert, always on your guard. Like, how do you really sleep? And then imagining feeling like that and then trying to function and trying to build your life when you're just frayed and all sorts. So it's really tough. And it was a worthwhile and useful experience.